He's always intoxicated with Krishna presence. He's always mad after Krishna presence. His body is completely pure, spiritual energy. He always has a smile on his face. His eyes are very fickle, moving to and fro. The lotus moon always holds a glowing star. Yes, that is Sri Nityananda. Who has beaten with that star? Destroys all our reactions of pain. We should take shelter of Sri Nityananda and cry for the mercy of Sri Nityananda. He is the root of Krishna-prema-bhakti-bhava, the root of the tree of loving devotion to Krishna. I do my bhajan, Lord of Nityananda, the very root of the Krishna-bhakti virtue. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is the reservoir of all transcendental knowledge. He is the life and soul of all the devotees. Nobody can compare to him in all the three planetary systems. He is very dear to one and all. He is the beloved husband of Sri Vrndavana and Sri Janavara. He is always in an ecstatic mood of life, always maddened and intoxicated with that mellow of love, Krishna prema. He is unknown to crooked and evil-minded persons. I do my bhajan, Lord Nityananda, the very root of the Krishna bhakti virtue. Lord Nityananda is very dear to Sri Mahaprabhu. He always does good to the whole world. He is always supremely blessed. He is the embodiment of supreme happiness and blissfulness. He comes to this material world as kali-bhidam to deliver the sinful person. There is no limit to his mercy. He constantly says, "Sankirtan," destroying the pride of his dread devotion of the pure Christians. I do my bhajan, Lord Nityananda, the very root of the Krishna bhakti. Lord Nityananda tells Srimad Bhrantim, "Oh brother, what will happen to those most distressed and fallen jivas of Kali-bhidam? What will happen to them unless you shower your mercy on them? Please show them a way for their deliverance, at which they can approach and get your lotus feet." You always talk to Srimad Mahaprabhu like that. I do my bhajan of Lord Nityananda, the very root of the Krishna bhakti. Lord Nityananda goes to every doorstep and requests everyone his holy hand. "Oh, my dear brothers, all of you, engage yourself in the chanting of Hari-Nam. If you do this and follow my instruction, I promise you will easily cross over this dreadful ocean of materialism." I do my bhajan, Nityananda, the very root of the Krishna Bhakti virtue. Like a gusty river, who by drinking a handful of water made all the ocean dry up. He forcibly swallowed the ocean with beauty, birth, and death. He arose like a moon to swell up the ocean of mercy, the welfare of the Jesus. He very easily destroys the sinful reactions of the most sinful, degraded persons. He is very dear to the devotees. He is always busy doing good to the devotees. He is the sun that dispels the darkness of the ignorance of fools. He is steady by their sinful activities. And you might ask him, Lord, the very root of the Krishna Bhakti. He is always dancing and chanting, Hari-bol, Hari-bol, touching the holy name of the Buddha. He always engages in Harinam sanctification. He always wanders the streets of every city, town, and village, casting his merciful glance over his beautiful feet. I do my Bhajan of Lord Nityananda, the very root of the Krishna Bhakti. He moves the Sri Bhrandavan, holding his very soft lotus-like crown. He always looks at the moonlight beautiful face of Sri Gaurachandra and becomes ecstatic in this face. And Srimad Vrndavana also looks at the moonlight, beautiful face of Sri Nityananda. In this way, the two of them are completely filled with blissfulness. He always makes all the inhabitants of the towns and cities, wherever he goes, mad with the intoxication of his beauty. I do my Bhajan of Lord Nityananda, the very root of the Krishna consciousness. Vrndavana whoever reads and recites the third verse of Sri Nityanandastakam will have the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda soon revealed to him. These 8 verses are the essence of Bhakti-rasa. They are the life and soul of all Bhakti-rasa. And the reservoir of all matters, Lord Nityananda, is the essence of the universe. The 3 planets existence, and by every member, the sinful reactions of all sinful persons are exposed. That's one.
Nityananda, Hare
Krishna Krishna thing. You can find it in the general sale. Items. A wee presentation of Lord Nityananda. This morning we had a presentation on a little bit about Nityanandastakam and a little bit about his pastime, but mostly about Nityanandastakam. The truth of Lord Nityananda, and we also read about the meeting of Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya, their first coming together manifest. So today is the divine appearance day of Sri Nityananda. And as we've already sung several bhajans, this time is quite short. If we have time to sing more, we may not. We're going to very briefly, whatever mercy Nityananda bestows upon us in this auspicious day of the appearance of Lord Nityananda, Sri Nityananda, we're going to try to go through some of his transcendental pastimes. And this is always very attractive to the devotees by hearing about Lord Nityananda Prabhu's pastimes attentively, submissively, when it is short of awakening one's love of Godhead. So it's a very good thing to do on his appearance day. Understanding Lord Nityananda himself is none other than Vrndavana, the first expansion of the Supreme Personality Body, non-different than Krishna except in certain functional aspects and in appearance. Otherwise, it's just another form of Krishna. He specifically assists the Lord in his various pastimes and shows the way of perfect service for bringing pleasure to Krishna. He's also the root, as we heard, the bhava-jaladhi-garvonnati-haram, the desire tree of devotional service, and he's also the root of the various avatars and the expansions of the Lord in various realms, the support for all the Lord's pastimes. He's also the Adi Guru, the original Guru, in whom all tattva, Guru tattva expands, Jiva tattva also expands from Dharam on Nityananda. Is basically the origin of our existence, as well as the source of our reawakening of our Krishna consciousness through the Guru. So today is Divine Appearance Day. We would be singing at this point, but time is too short. There's some well-known pictures of Lord Nityananda as Lord Chaitanya. Let's start with some prayers. Chaitanya Bhagavat Samsarera paramai bhaktir sagare Yedukide seva dukkha nikhila-jagad-is. Those who wish to cross the ocean of material existence and drown in the ocean of devotional service should worship Lord Nityananda. Otherwise we drown in the ocean of material existence. We wouldn't drown anyway, so you may as well drown in the ocean of devotional service. Nityanandam maham nomi sarvananda-karam harinama-padam devam avaduta shiromani. I bow down to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is the awarder of the highest joy of all, the bestower of the holy name, and the crest jewel of all Paramahamsa mendicants. Nityananda avadurta sabhati-agala, Chaitanya ragasya preme haila pagala. Sri Nityananda, the wandering mendicant, is the foremost of all the associates of Lord Chaitanya. He is the gateway through which all service must pass. He became mad in the ecstasy of service to Lord Chaitanya. He broke that dam of love of God, and he formed various channels and canals into the material world, just like irrigation canals into the desert-like world that we live in, devoid of love of God. And he's making all these irrigation canals throughout the whole universe. By his mercy, he's broken open the gates, the locks of love of God, and showering over the whole world. By his mercy, through his various inspired and empowered associates. Jai Nityananda Ram ki Jai. Nityananda Maham Bande Karnilambita Motikam Chaitanya Graja Rupena Pavitri Kritabhutalam. Salutations to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who has a single pearl suspended from one of his ears, who is the elder brother of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and who is the purifier of the world. Jai Jai Jai. Nityananda Balike Hai Krishna Premodaya Olaya Sakalanga Ashuranga Vai. Simply by talking of Nityananda Prabhu, one awakens his love for Krishna. Thus all his bodily limbs are agitated by ecstasy, and tears flow from his eyes like the waters of the Ganges. Hidai Pandita Tanuja Kripa Samudra Padmavatitanaya Tirtha Padaravinda Tam Prema Kalpatarur Ati-haravatarur Mam hari-param pamaram anatam ananyam bandhum. O son of Padmavati and Hadai-pandita, ocean of grace, whose lotus feet are veritably places of pilgrimage, you are the remover of distress, the desired tree of divine love. I am a vile wretch, with no master and no other friend. Please save me. Shri Nityananda Ram ki Jai. So way back in 1474, on the Gregorian or the recorded calendar, in Ekachakra-ground, Lord Nityananda Prabhu appeared as the divine son of Bhajai Pandit and Padmavati. This is the exact spot of his birth. So today there was a small shrine to commemorate his appearance here. Not much is said about his childhood. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrndavana describes some ecstatic pastimes, however. It was understood that he was the only child of the Pandit. He only had one son, and that son was more dear to him than life itself. The Pandit could not let Nitai out of his sight for a single moment. Wherever Nitai went, Hadai would go. He couldn't let go of his father. Wherever he went, Nitai would go with Hadai. His body was soft, like cream and butter, and beautiful, incomparable features, irresistibly beautiful. In this way, Hadai Pandit was absolutely madly, insanely, you could say, attached to his son. He was irresistibly attractive. He appeared in the world 12 years before Imai. And he appeared in the era of Radhadesh, which is, generally speaking, considered an area which is devoid of the mercy of Ganga Devi, its dry. When Nitai appeared there, everything became all auspicious. All of Radhadesh became a most opulent and auspicious place. As a child, he was absorbed, completely absorbed in childhood pastimes with his friends, many young boys of his age. And their favorite pastimes, they did not go on to play games. Play games? On the, what do you call it? Mobile or whatever. Huh? Games, some type of games. children today play. They didn't do any of those things. They didn't even play sport. What did they do as little children? They reenacted all the pastimes of Krishna in his various forms, especially, of course, Krishna Lila in Vrndavana. Right from the beginning, killing of Putin, all the way through, at least the boy, those pastimes in Saksharas. They reenacted all those pastimes again and again and again, so realistically, because all the people of the village would come and watch them play. Their plays were not just silly boys' games. They were like absorbing everyone in ecstasy, the total absorption in remembering Krishna. Every lifting over downhill, whatever they were, sometimes the residents would say, how do you know all of these things? No one's told you all of these things. Where have you learned all these from? And Nitai would say, these are my pastimes. People didn't know what to make of it. They were bewildered by Yoga Maya. They couldn't understand, is this real or is this just a play or what is it? But they were captivated. One time Nitai and his friends were performing the Ramayana. They were playing the whole Ramayana, every fine detail. So, and of course, who else was Nityananda playing when Nitai? What part did he play in the Ramayana? You can guess. Huh? Lakshman. Because Lakshman's an expansion of Balrama, an expansion of Nityananda. Actually, Lakshman's an expansion of Nityananda, not the other way around. So he took the part of Lakshman, the younger brother of Ram. So in the Battle of Lanka, when Ravana shot his powerful weapon at Lakshman and rendered him unconscious, almost as though he was dead, one of the boys, playing the part of Ravana, suddenly threw a lotus flower at Lakshman. Nitai hit him in the chest, and Nitai just collapsed to the ground. Everyone thought it was just a play. The boys all gathered around him and started to chant, Nitai, wake up, Nitai, come. But he wouldn't. Quickly they were testing his life symptoms. There was no sign of life. No sign. He seemed to be dead. Immediately Hadai Pandit and Hadai T came running forward in total distress, anxiety. Oh no, they were completely devastated. Everyone was completely taken aback. They were crying, everyone was crying and crying and crying. And after a while, one of the boys remembered what Nitai had said before the drama began, that when he collapses and is dead, the boy playing Hanuman has to go up to the Gandhamadana mountain and bring the medicines. So the boy playing Hanuman suddenly realized what he had to do, so he went running away somewhere. And he went here and there, he met some Brahmin. They did the whole thing. The Brahmin invited him in for some refreshments and then said, take your bath. The boy went into the nearby lake, and suddenly one of the boys playing a crocodile appeared and started to try to kill him, and they were fighting in the lake. Eventually Hanuman beat him, and Hanuman went off to the mountain and picked up some rock or something and came back with a rock, and then one of the boys who was playing the physician's role took some herb off the top of the rock and then put it in front of Nitai's nose and so on, some flour or something, and then suddenly Nitai recovered from his apparent death, and the play went on. They would completely reenact the play, as real as life, like this in their show. And they were having such ecstatic pastimes, childhood pastimes. I love it, you know. Then around about the age of 12, one day, Lord Chaitanya, Nimai appeared, of course, in Navagiri, and it said that there was a sudden thunderous roar throughout the universe. What is that? As Nitai was roaring in ecstasy at the appearance of Nimai, his eternal brother, non-different from each other. He roared in ecstasy when he knew that Nimai, Lord Chaitanya, has now appeared in this world. He was in complete ecstasy. But he decided now is the time to leave home. And just at that time, one unknown sannyasi appeared in Ekachakra. He came to the house of Hadai Pandit, and Hadai Pandit served him very, very menially and very devotionally. the sannyasi was very pleased with Hari-Pandit, and Hari-Pandit was very pleased to have the opportunity to serve the sannyasi. Said, asked the sannyasi if he could, how he could serve him. So the sannyasi said, there's only one thing I ask of you in charity. I am a sannyasi, a mendicant. I'm wandering alone. I have no assistant to help me. Your son, Nitai, is the ideal assistant for me. Please give me your son. Like a thunderbolt that hit the heart of the Hari-Pandit. He was totally devastated. His heart was cracked apart. He didn't know what to do. My life and soul. I cannot refuse this sannyasi. I promised to give him what he asked. But my son is like Dasara. Anything but Ram, please take my army. I will go, anything. And Vishwamitra was asking him for the help of Ram and Lakshman. And Dasara was totally devastated. Similarly, Hari-Pandit was devastated, even more so. He had no choice. Nitai was completely composed, undisturbed by the whole thing, and he had no choice. And Nitai happily went off with that sannyasi, touring around India. In the meantime, Hari-Pandit's life gradually faded away. He could live no longer. He couldn't eat, he couldn't sleep, and gradually he went this way in separation. So Nitai went on pilgrimage then, all over north, south of India, all the holy places from top to bottom, just like Balaram during Krishna Lila, or Balaram also went on pilgrimage when he heard that the Battle of Kurukshetra was about to be fought. Balaram kind of disappeared way before and went on pilgrimage. And similarly Nityananda, he went on pilgrimage. And for 20 years, he was away. And he visited many places, including material body. We don't have a spiritual body right inside. Now that's just some of the pastimes that they used to play. And there's this picture of the sannyasi coming and taking away. They came to a place, this sannyasi and Nitai. They came to Pandapur. Some of you have heard of Pandapur? Anyone been to Pandapur? Maharashtra? Anyone been there? Hands up, anyone has been there? Nobody? Maybe you get the chance to come there 4 or 5 times. Amazing place. They worship the Vital there. It's called Krishna. Long story. Vital. But anyway, they reached there, and when they reached Pandapur, Nitai was, he was staying with one Brahmin when he reached there. By now he was quite a little older. He wasn't a sannyasi, but he was living like a renounced brahmachari life, so to speak. And he was staying with one Brahmin there who was actually a devotee. He was a disciple of Lakshmipati-tirtha. Lakshmipati-tirtha was the spiritual master of Madhava. So this Brahmana, very, very overwhelmed in ecstasy with Nitai in his house, because it was so blissful and so ecstatic, the whole house was like a fortune. So it just so happened that Brahmin, spiritual master Lakshmipati-tirtha, turned up one day to the house of his disciple. He says Rangapuri, but it's not confirmed. And he turned up in that house. He didn't know that Nitai was staying. Nitai was hiding in another place in the house. So this Lakshmipati-tirtha said, "What's happened to your house? Something's going on in your house today. It's just so fortunate. So I'm just feeling ecstatic, so blissful. Is there some special personality in your house?" And his disciple said, "All by your mercy, my dear Gurudev. It's simply because you're here. Everything's so blissful." So anyway, Lakshmipati-tirtha went to take rest that night, and he had it in his dream. He was actually Lakshmipati-tirtha was a great devotee of Lord Balaram. So in his dream, Lord Balaram suddenly appeared before him in his dream. And he was overwhelmed. He saw the Lord of his heart appear to him in his dream. And he said that tomorrow, a fortunate young brahmachari will appear before you. And I want you to initiate him with this mantra. And in the dream, Lord Balaram gave a mantra to Lakshmipati Tirtha, which he asked Lakshmipati to give to this young, whoever he is at this point he didn't know, this young wandering brahmachari, to initiate him with this mantra. He woke up and he was in ecstasy, wondering, wow, what is this? He was wondering, this is something very amazing, wonderful. The Lord has appeared before me and given me this instruction. And almost immediately, who should wander into the room but little Nityananda? It wasn't so little then. But Nityananda wandered into the room, and fell down at Lakshmipati's feet, offering obeisance, begging, please initiate me. You never even have to ask me, you leave the asking for initiation. So there and then, Lakshmipati Tirtha initiated Nityananda with the mantra. The mantra actually came from Nityananda in the first place, through Lakshmipati Tirtha and back to him. So, a loving exchange, accepting the service of Lakshmipati Tirtha. And after a short while, Nityananda Prabhu left Pandapur and went on his journey further on. In the meantime, Lakshmipati Tirtha had a dream. And in the dream, that boy, the young boy he just initiated, Nityananda, the man, appeared to him in a dream. And then suddenly Nityananda came there, offering obeisances to Lakshmipati Tirtha. And then suddenly the boy transformed into Bhajan and said, I am none other than your worshipable Lord, Lord Bhajan. So Lakshmipati Tirtha was totally overwhelmed that he had seen his own Lord and initiated his own Lord. He was stunned, and shortly after that he also left the world. He was very old. So Nityananda then went further on his journey somewhere, not too far from Pandapur, and there he met Madhavendra Puri. He met Madhavendra Puri, and Madhavendra Puri was also a disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. And Madha and they were both fainted in ecstasy when they saw each other. An unlimited Krishna praying, love of Krishna rose in their hearts. Just seeing each other, they felt to the ground. We want to speak of embracing each other. They were overwhelmed in ecstasy. Nobody knew what was going on. This young man, this brahmachari or renunciate, attitude, whatever he looked like, with their revered spiritual master or the disciples of Madhavendra Puri, didn't know what was going on, that they were embracing each other and tears of ecstasy rolling down their eyes, their hairs were standing on end. And it was just a scene of complete madness and ecstasy. Nityananda actually also accepted Madhavendra Puri as his spiritual master. Some say Madhavendra Puri was his guru, some say well, maybe both. So then he carried on his journey, and after some time, spending some time discussing Krishna Katha with Madhavendra Puri throughout the day and night. No sleeping, no eating, no time for these things when Krishna Katha is going on. And he carried on his journey, and he came to Vrndavana. And in Vrndavana he stayed for some time. He took darshan of Madan Gopal. Madan Gopal was the deity of the Vaitacharya, who he left behind there in Vrndavana, in Mathura. And Vaitacharya had already gone to Navadvip, because Nityananda was 12 years older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Vaitacharya was 50 years older. So Lord Chaitanya sent many of his chief associates to appear first in the world to set the scene, prepare things for his arrival. So Nityananda was in Vrndavana, reenacting again his caravan boy pastimes with local boys in Vrndavana Dham. In ecstasy, they're wandering from forest to forest, place to place, living in Shrindara area, not far from the Radha temple there. He resided in that area whilst he was there. And then he decided, knowing after about 20 years of being away from Ekachakra, which means that Nimai, or by this time Gaur Hari, was now 20 years of age, and Gaur Hari had just gotten initiated. He'd just gone to Gaya to perform the rites for his departed father. And in Gaya he received initiation from Ishwarapuri. Ishwarapuri was a disciple also of Madhavendra Puri. So Nityananda, he knowing that now my Lord is about to manifest his Sankirtan pastimes. Up to that point he had not manifested them. It was his childhood Pandit, he was his scholar, manifesting scholars. But sometimes he would obviously reveal his transcendental nature and love for Krishna and so on, but generally not. So now, after initiation, Nimai Pandit, now Vishwambara, now he was mad in ecstasy, and he was like a mad devotee of the Lord, completely transformed person. So Nitai said, now's the time to go back, now we're ready. So he decided to return to Vrndavana, to Bengal, and specifically to Navadvip. So he went back to Navadvip, and in Navadvip, unknown to everyone else, we actually heard about that this morning, we haven't got time to tell this afternoon, but he stayed in the house of Nanda-Acharya, and only Lord Chaitanya knew that he was there, other than Nanda-Acharya and one or two others. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he mentioned to everyone that a great personality has now appeared or arrived here in Navadvip. And it was a long story, I won't tell it. But then after a couple of days, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda met, and as I said, we had this morning, so we won't go through this again. They met together in total ecstasy, union, and from there on, of course, they were, in one sense, they were never separated at any stage, but they were always together then. Nityananda Gaura Chandra Donhe Darashan Ihara Shabani Hoya Bandari Mochan. Anyone who hears about the meeting between Nityananda and Gaura Chandra is free from material bondage. They're binding there that we bind ourselves with Lord Nityananda, will be free from the bondage of the material world. So, the secret to bind ourselves, or to take shelter under those lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. And then the Sankirtan began. In Navadvip, day and night, kirtans going on in the house of Srivas Thakur in the night and daytime on the streets. Nityananda and the other devotees would all be dancing like that. Nityananda is famous for dancing, amongst many other things, some of them quite eccentric. Here in Navadvip, here's one of them. He would ride on crocodiles. He would play with crocodiles and ride on their backs. Horror of many others. He had no qualms about that. He would play pranks on all the young girls. He would go up to the young girls bathing at the Ganga and say, "Hey, will you marry me?" So they would all complain and so many things. And he would do all crazy things. He would try to milk them. He would grab bulls and start milking bulls. Bulls, you can't get much milk from bulls, but he would try to force them to give milk. He was a bit of an eccentric avadut mentality, adding that flavour of spontaneity. Lord Chaitanya, of course, at this time was also quite maddened in his own devotional sentiments. But then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they would dance together. All glorious to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, maddened by ecstatic love of Godhead, he overwhelmed the universe with ecstasy. He slapped his hands together like a warrior who was about to attack. And upon seeing this, the wicked Kali fled in terror, fearing for his life. All souls were drowned in happiness because of the dancing of Sri Nityananda and Sri Gauranga. Seeing such dancing, or even hearing about it, melts the heart of great atheists. Dancing and ecstatically received. Beautiful picture. You can turn off some of the lights. Turn off some of these lights here. Off the lights. Off the lights, somebody. I don't know how to turn the lights off. It would be easier to see the screen. You're missing half the picture because it's so bright in here. Especially these ones up here. Turn these ones off particularly. You don't need any of them on. Turn these ones. These are the main ones. That's it. Please move forward. Apparently there are one or two more trying to get in the door. In 5 minutes, everybody will be going out to eat prasad and being served in 5 minutes' time. Glad to know. legitimate ticket to get released. We'll tell the gate with the doorman to allow you out. So mad in ecstasy, they will dance and dance and dance. There's some ecstatic kirtan going on in Navadvip. And Lord Nityananda would go, and Lord Chaitanya gave him instruction, right? Shuno Shuno Nityananda Shuno Haridas Sarvatra Amara Aja Koroho Prakash Pati Gare Gare Giya Koroe Diksha Bolo Krishna Bhajo Krishna Koro Krishna Shiksha Iha Vai Arana Boliva Bolaiva Ina Avasani Asi Amare Kohiva. Listen, listen, Nityananda. Listen, Haridas. Make my command known everywhere. Go from house to house and beg from all the residents. Please chant Krishna's name, worship Krishna, and teach others to follow Krishna's instructions. Do not speak or cause anyone to speak anything other than this. A nice instruction for all of us. This is Lord Chaitanya's instruction to Nityananda and Haridas. So they did. They went everywhere. In fact, we might see our time. We might have time. We'll quickly sing one song. Okay? We might just have time. I'm just going to dance out of this one. I'm going to dance into another one, okay? If we can. I should have left it in. This is a very short version of a very long presentation. Because the time is very, very short. So now we're going to sing another song, which I actually had in there at this point in time. I took it out thinking it would not have time. As it come up on the screen, okay, this is Ajahal, the Lord's order to proceed around the town, spreading the holy name of Krishna. It's gone. Night time. Night is come upon us. What's happened here, I don't know. Huh? You just don't stand. See, we'll try again. There we go. Is it there? Okay, I'll go into the second one, see if you can get it this time. Right, there, does it come up? Yes. So they would go around the town. This is the song about going around the town, spreading Krishna consciousness. I'll read the translation first so you get it. In the land of Nadi, on the island of Godruma, the magnanimous Lord Nityananda has opened up the marketplace with the holy name meant for the deliverance of all fallen souls. O men of faith, by the order of Lord Duranga, O brothers, I beg this one request of you. Chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and follow Krishna's instructions. Being careful to remain free of offenses, just take the holy name of Krishna. Krishna is your mother. That doesn't mean your mother is Krishna, by the way. Krishna is your father, and Krishna is the treasure of your life. It means that ultimately Krishna is our real mother and father. We only have temporary physical mothers and fathers in this world. Our real mother and father and life of our life is Krishna. Giving up all improper behavior, carry on your worthy duties only in relation to Krishna. The showing of compassion to all fallen souls by loudly chanting the holy name of Krishna is the essence of all forms of religion. So that's the musical rendition of the verse we just read from the we just heard from Chaitanya Bhagavad. Ganga, cartel, harmonium. Ready? Ganga? Nadiya Guru me Nityanandastakam. Nadiya Guru me Nityanandastakam. Nadiya Guru me Nityanandastakam.
Nityananda
Sometimes people would say, "Go away." Have you ever had that on Sankirtan? Go away. I've no time for this Hare Krishna, they would say. And Lord Nityananda would jump in ecstasy. You've already said the name of Krishna! If they wouldn't, you would fall on the floor and grab their feet. Please, please chant Krishna's name. No, I don't want to chant Krishna's name. You trick them somehow or another. One day they came to a marketplace. It was a famous pastime. Usually do the drama. One of the many dramas in Nityananda. So that one, you all know. The pastime of Jagadananda, huh? Jagadananda, Madhavananda. Here's Madhavananda. That was the names of Brahmins, and then later on people called them Jaga and Madha because they became #1 rogues, murderers, thieves, liars, everything you could think of practically, rapists. They were, when you name it practically speaking. The only thing they didn't purposely do was offend Vaishnavas. They weren't going, that wasn't like on their agenda, it happened by a chance, but they weren't in that mood. Somehow or another, they were drunk all the time. So when Nityananda and Haridas, being ordered by Lord Chaitanya, came to that marketplace where the Jaga and Madhai were there, and they were creating havoc. And then Nityananda said, the ideal persons to preach to. These two candidates, if we can deliver these two, we can deliver anyone. Let's go for it. You ever had that on Sankirtan? You know you get someone who's really good person to take it, anyone will take it. You never know. We're not Nityananda. He doesn't usually work, so we do it. Nityananda went right in there with Haridas and started preaching to them. Dear sirs, please, whatever you are, we please humbly beseech you, please chant the holy name of Krishna. What? Who are you, Abadut? What are you doing here? Get out of here. And he went, get away, go, go! They chased after him. He ran away. They ran for their lives. They reported to Lord Chaitanya. He was very pleased. They tried to, because Lord Chaitanya was mainly preaching to the erudite, you know, the more elevated, educated, scholarly. And so he left this part to Lord Nityananda. That's why he's special to all of us, huh? Especially in Sydney. He's very merciful. The Patita Bhavana, to the most fallen souls. So Lord Nityananda particularly, he requested that the Lord, that he wanted to preach this part of Lord Chaitanya's mission. So he was, these two have to be delivered. So Lord Chaitanya was very pleased. So the next day they went out again, and by now Hari-das-Thakur was thinking, what's going on here? We just escaped with our lives. He was complaining to Lord Chaitanya, you know, why have you put me with this preaching partner? He's a madman, you know? All crazy things, you know? Puts me to so much difficulty, and I'm an old man. I'm older than he is, about 25, 30 years older or something. And I can't run as fast as he does, you know? He had to run for our blooming lives yesterday. These two mad guys, drunken guys, almost killed us. So he said, I was kind of over in another part, and they were back at each other, like this back and forth, you know? Anyway, they went again the next day. Lord Nityananda went out, and they went straight back there again. There they were again. Hey, have a look, you come back again, huh? Huh, you rascals. Here, take this. And Madhai picked up a clay pot and slammed it on the head of Nityananda. Bang! And Nityananda's forehead was cut. And then Nityananda went down on the ground, and then the man, Jagai answered, oh, hey Madhai, stop! Hey, he's on our road. And he tried to stop him from beating. He wanted to beat him again. But Jagai held him back. In the meantime, of course, Haridas and the other were shot still in the back. The Lord Chaitanya, immediately knowing what was going on, roared and swiftly came to the spot. He doesn't show his chakra, he's about to manifest it. To manifest his chakra, to slice off the head of Jagais and Madhais. Kill him! How dare you touch my Nitai? So he was about to do that, and Nitai falling on the ground. Please, my Lord, this time, you know, he was holding the Lord back. Please, my Lord, have mercy on him. Please do not. This Jagai, he has protected me. Please, have mercy on these two. And Lord Chaitanya said, if we can't deliver these, we have to kill everyone. Everyone's basically a Jagai and Madhai in this Kali Yuga. Please have mercy. So because of Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya bestowed his mercy on him. And Jagai was easy to forgive her, but Madhai had to really go through it a little bit because he'd offended Nityananda. And Lord Nityananda forgave him entirely with everything, he embraced him. But even still, later on, Madhai was still feeling bad. When he went to see Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya later on, he was still feeling so bad about offending Nityananda. And Lord Chaitanya said, don't worry, I've absorbed all of your sinful reactions. And Lord Chaitanya's body turned black, jet black, in front of him. He said, these are the reactions of all your sins. He said they committed so many sins that no one could count how many sins that they committed. It was almost unmeasurable. He said, I've absorbed them all because you took shelter of Nityananda. And if Nityananda embraces you, anyone who takes shelter of the Lord's feet of Nityananda will be freed of all their sins. So Jaga and Mother are first-class examples. And then Madai, he was an ecstasy. But then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that I've reserved all of these sinful reactions. Lord Chaitanya said that for those who offend my devotees, I give them these sinful reactions of Madai. So this is a very serious lesson. But by the mercy of Nityananda, we become free, but we've got to be very careful offending Vaishnavas. Otherwise, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may deposit those reactions of Madai on those offenders. So Nityananda, the ocean of mercy. The sanctum carried on in avid weeping, ecstatically, and then, in Lord Chaitanya's 24th year, he made the decision, consulted with Nityananda. In his 24th year, he decided to take sannyas. And here he is in Kappa, accepting sannyas. He's just about to be shaved up by Mother, the barber there, is about to shave him up. And then Keshava Bhrantim, you see this picture, she was trying to stop it there, they're really having a hard time begging Lord Chaitanya not to do it. Nityananda's there as well. Yeah, he's right next to him. He accompanied Lord Chaitanya to Katwa, and he accompanied him on his journey after that. Then, after that, when Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, he wanted to go to Vrndavana, which is his desire. So he asked Nityananda, please take me to Vrndavana, because Nityananda had been to Vrndavana, so he knew all about it. He'd been on the pilgrimage everywhere. So yes, oh dear. Now it's called Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Dear Prabhu, I will take you to Vrndavana, for sure. So that Lord Chaitanya was is mad. He didn't know where he was going. And Lord Nityananda, equally mad, was going here and there all around Bangladesh. And said, yes, we're getting closer and closer. We're almost there. Yes, we're almost there, Prabhu. We're almost there in Vrndavana. And he said, very close is the river Jamuna. We're almost there. He convinced some young cowboys to tell them that Jamuna is just over there. So then they reached the river. And the river, Lord Chaitanya was convinced because of Nityananda, this is the Jamuna. And very close is Vrndavana, just on the other side. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not control his ecstasy. He just flew into the river, all of his clothes on. And now in Jamuna. It's an ecstasy. Suddenly, to his great surprise, as he was in the river, he saw a boat. And none other than Advaita was on the boat. Advaita, how did you know I was in Vrndavana? And they said, wherever you are, my Lord, that is Vrndavana. No, Chaitanya was getting a bit doubtful. Nityananda, you have cheated me. You have cheated me. You told me this was Vrndavana and the Jamuna. This is the Ganga, and this is Shantipur. And Vedachara said, no, my Lord, he has not cheated you. In fact, at this point, the two rivers, Ganga and Jamuna, flow together. And on the western side, where you've taken your bath, that is the Jamuna. You have just taken your bath in the Jamuna. It's true. And wherever you are is Vrndavana. So you have not been cheated. And Lord Chaitanya was a little bit disturbed. And then Advaita said, please come to my home. And he said, here are some right, because Nityananda orchestrated the whole thing. He sent a message to Advaita, everything, what exactly was going to be doing, just so that all the residents of Navadvip could again get his darshan. They were all about to arrive. They were coming in thousands and hundreds of thousands, and were making their way to Shantipur. And this time he hadn't arrived. So Nityananda then was there, Advaita was there, and Lord Chaitanya was there, and Lord Advaita gave new dry cloth to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, invited into his home. In my home I just have a little rice and a few boiled vegetables. Nothing very much. Just a little snack. Sannyasi, I know all these things. So off they went to the house of Advaitacharya, and in the house of Advaitacharya, of course, Advaitacharya worshipping the Shalagram Shila, and everything, and offered lots of hundreds and hundreds of preparations to his deities on 3 separate plates. They're in the room there, and you go up Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Oh, how wonderful offerings you are making to your deities. Yes, my Lord, please sit down and take prasadam now. Please give me a little leaf plate so I can put a little tiny bit of rice and a little bowl of vegetables on that. No, my Lord, this plate is for you. No, plates are for the Lord. Yes, they're for the Lord. They're for you. Please sit down now and eat and give up your pretentious nature. Sit down. I know who you are. In Jagannath Puri, you eat 56 times a day. This is not but a morsel for you. Sit down and eat now. No. Don't worry. You eat what you can. Sit down and just eat a portion. Okay, just take whatever you can. And whatever, as soon as you've taken a bit off, fill the pot up again, okay? So he sat them down. Nityananda sat there. Lord Chaitanya said, what is this? I'm a sannyasi. I can't eat like this. You know, break all my principles of sannyasi. This very word. And Veda was forcing him, eat. And then as soon as Lord Chaitanya would take something, he'd put more on the plate. You know how it is people or something. They even pour it on your fingers in Gujarat. You know, you're trying to say no. You don't let this know. Hot dog, something. You don't put your hand out again after that. Anyway, Lord Chaitanya was somehow or another surrendering to this massive feast. But Nityananda had a different perspective. He said, hey, you Brahmin, you've invited me to your house. I have been fasting for 3 days, and you invited me to break my fast. But now I see I have to fast still. I have to continue my fast. What you're offering me is not even a morsel. It's not enough to half fill my belly. Take your food away. I will not eat the least of it. He was like rejecting it, you know, useless. What is this? I thought I was going to eat today, but this is nothing. And me, you so-called renunciate, sannyasi, or whatever you are, nobody knows what your caste is. Who knows? I've invited you to my house. And now you're spoiling all my Brahminical principles by speaking like this. I'm a poor Brahmin. You should take whatever little I can offer you and be satisfied with this. You are just a reject, Paramahansa. I will never invite a sannyasi ever to my house again. You have ruined my whole Brahminical principles. He was going at him like this, you know. And then Nityananda got back at the lady and said, you are just a caste Brahmana. You don't. He was going back at him. They're arguing and fighting like this, and then suddenly Nityananda picked up the food and threw it at Advaitacharya. Whoa! And it hit Advaita on the side, and Advaita flew into the air in ecstasy, dancing like crazy. I've been touched by the mercy of Nityananda! And they were playing with each other like this. Anyway, then all the devotees came, they had big festivals every time. So then Lord Chaitanya, after some days there in Shantipur, went on with Nityananda, Jagadananda, and 1 or 2 others. They proceeded on towards Jagannath Puri, and on the way they came to the, what's called now, Vrndavana, that kind of river, Aladana, whatever it's called. Some river there, Acharanal, somewhere. They came there. At that point, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wanted to go to take bath, and so on and so forth. So he entrusted his danda to Jagadananda. Jagannatha also wanted to take bath, so he knew what Lord Chaitanya wanted to go and take darshan in some local temple or something. And Nityananda held the danda. So he thought, what is this? This danda. How dare you? The Lord of my heart, the worshipful Lord of my heart, is carrying you. How can you be carried by the Lord of my heart? And he got quite angry with the danda and broke it into 3 pieces. You know, the person is the Lord of my heart, yet this blessed Lord is danda being carried. The Lord is carrying this danda, so he broke the danda and threw it into the river. Well, Lord Chaitanya wasn't too impressed by that when he came back. Because Lord Nityananda wasn't into all the, you know, rules and regulations, sannyasis have to carry danda, this, that, the other. He was a transcendentalist, abadut. But anyway, that's what happened. So they arrived eventually and, you know, all got forgiven and moved along, so to speak. And at Rath Yatras, Lord Chaitanya was dancing in ecstasy. Lord Nityananda was one of his chief dancers. and they were having an ecstatic time. Lord Nityananda was staying there in Puri with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, performing Sankirtan and whatever, many pastimes going on there with the devotees of Puri. But at some point, after some time in Puri, Mahaprabhu said to Nitai, "Listen, Magnanimous Nityananda, go immediately to Navadvip. I promised that I would drown everyone, including the fools, the fallen and sinners in the ocean of Krishna praying. If you remain here with me as an ascetic, keeping a vow of silence and concealing your enthusiasm, who will deliver the fallen souls of this world? You are the bestower of love and devotion. Please tell me, if you must always check yourself, what's the use of your incarnation? If you want to make my words true, go to Bengal at once. Deliver everyone by giving prema bhakti to all, the foolish, low class, and the distressed." So he made his way towards Bengal to preach. He came to Panihati, nearby where Raghunath Das Goswami was residing at that time, and that's where Raghunath Das got the mercy of Lord Nityananda, and you know this story, Chiradoi Mahotsava. We can't tell it, no time. But there Lord Nityananda gave his blessings, and he called Raghunath Das a thief. And why he called him a thief? It's not just because of some family business of misappropriation of funds. It was because Nityananda told Raghunath Das, you're trying to directly go to Lord Chaitanya, you cannot do that. Unless you go through him. He's the gateway. Lord Nityananda is the gateway to Krishna prema. Without going through Guru, without going through Lord Nityananda, Guru Tattva, without going through that method, you cannot approach Lord Chaitanya. You must go through Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. They said, Lord Chaitanya belongs to me. You can't go directly. If you want him, you have to come through me. So in that way he said, you're a thief, trying to steal him without, he's my property. You can't take him, he belongs to me. He takes him. So you have to ask me. So he got the mercy of Lord Nityananda, and soon after that Raghunath was delivered. Lord Nityananda, by his devotion, by his love for Lord Chaitanya, he brought Lord Chaitanya there to that place, and Lord Chaitanya also took part in that great festival at Chiradoi Mahotsava. Se charana chintile apada nahihar, se kshane kariyaparadera o nishkar. By meditating on his lotus feet, even one who has committed millions of offenses is immediately delivered from all difficulties. And here's a good example of that one. Where Lord Nityananda was really into preaching to the lowest. He would preach to dacoits, to drunkards. He would go into public places and preach anywhere he go. And one time he was performing kirtan in Navadvip, ecstatic kirtan with so many people were dancing. There was some dacoits nearby, and the leader of the dacoits was watching this Nitai. Being in the kind of an avaduti, he was also dressed sometimes in opulence. He had all kinds of rings and jewelry, gold and ornaments and so on. So the dacoit was thinking, my God, this avadute's got so much wealth on him. If we could just get that would be, whoa, we'd be made, if he could get his wealth. So they were planning and plotting. So when the leader of the avaduti, he went inside the kirtan, so he behaved like one of the kirtaniyas. And then they all went back to the house of Haranya Pandit, and they went back to his house at night, so he saw where he was. The Abadut is staying there. Oh, this is easy, it's in a very secluded place. We're coming at night, we'll rob him of everything. He was so excited. He went and told all his dacoit friends. They all gathered together, and they crept up on the house. At that time there was a party going on in the house. Lots of devotees were having a party. They said, okay, let's just wait till they all go to sleep or they all leave. So the dacoits were waiting in the bushes. But somehow they all went to sleep. Boom. And they slept like rocks. Then when they woke up, it was already well into the morning. Hey, what happened? You were supposed to stay awake and wake us up. No, it was you. Your fault. They were complaining. Oh, we've lost our chance. Don't worry, Avadu's staying here longer. We'll come back later. Okay. A few days later, they came back. This time, they had a shock. They saw massive, 8-10 foot tall, big men armed with big spears, knives, and all kinds of weapons, pounding up and down around their house. My God, what's going on here? Who are these people? I think some big king is alive. Don't worry, he won't be here tomorrow. I think it's just tonight. Let us go now, we can't possibly go tonight. So they went back. The next time they came back, ah, now we know why we are being thwarted. We have not worshipped Chandi properly. And then he performed Kali Puja. Bhadra Kali, Bhadra Kali, praying to Kali for her mercy. They were confident that this night they're going to make it. They're going to get their booty. So they went there, and on the way towards the house they could see that all was dark. This is an ideal night. There was nobody around. They were sneaking up. All of a sudden, everything went completely dark. Black as ink. They couldn't see where they were going. Suddenly a massive storm. Thunder and lightning. Hailstones as big as footballs crashing down from the sky, smashing them to pieces on the ground. They're rolling in agony with their limbs being busted practically, crashing into thorn bushes, falling into pits, being bitten by leeches and all kinds of nasty creatures. They're screaming in agony, all of these dacoits, absolutely pain to death practically. And one then, the leader of the dacoit said, "Oh no, what's going on? What's happening, Chandi? What's going on?" And then he had a realization, this Avadut is none other than the Lord and his goddess. This Avadut must be God himself. And he had a change of heart. And all the storm stopped, and he went into the house and fell at Nityananda's feet and got Nityananda's mercy. And they all surrendered. Now listen, O Brahmana, I take responsibility for all your previous misdeeds. If you do not repeat them, no more aggression, violence, looting or murder, give them up forever. Lead a religious life and chant the holy names of the Supreme Lord. Then later you can also save others. Go and meet other dacoits and murderers and bring them to the path of pure religious life. So then Lord Nityananda would come and go. Sometimes he'd also go to Puri, the story here with kick the chest of Shivananda saying, no time, arti time. And he was next to see, we just read it. Today, this is Shivananda saying, you have accepted me as your servant and have properly punished me for my offense. Because Shivananda had not made proper arrangements for the accommodation of Lord Nityananda. My dear Lord, you are chastising me as your causeless mercy. Lord Nityananda cursed the sons of Shivananda to all die. And Shivananda said, you've been so merciful to me. Who within the three worlds can understand your real character? Today my birth, my family, and my activities have all become successful. Today I have achieved the fulfillment of religious principles, economic development, satisfaction of the senses, and ultimately devotional service to Krishna. Two more slides on that. Nityananda would travel to Puri to see his lords. On one day the Lord said, dear Shiva, return to Bengal and get married. Then all the people will be delivered. I'll again manifest in your family and stay in your home. I'll distribute Krishna Prem, Krishna Bhakti, and deliver the whole world. Nityananda replied, you are the cause of everything. You are the operator, and I am the machine. You can do with me as you like. And there's Nityananda with his two consorts, Yashoda and Bhajan. He had one son, Bir Chandra. Lord Chaitanya said, I will appear in your family. His Bir Chandra was actually just nothing but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself appeared in the family of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. And there's one verse we won't read the Sanskrit. Whether Nityananda accepts the hand of an outcast woman or enters a liquor shop, his lotus feet are still worshipable by even Brahman. Lord Chandra said, if Nityananda enters a liquor shop or accepts the hand of an outcast woman, he is still worshipable by even Brahman. Oh brothers, just worship Nityananda Prabhu, by whose mercy one can attain Lord Gaurachandra. One who hears the topics of Nityananda Prabhu will attain the lotus feet of Lord Gaurachandra. Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Nityananda Trayodashi ki jai, O Prema